morning guys, Emma here, welcome back to my allotment diaries. Look how stunning and beautiful the weather is today. I don't want to be that person, but I think I did it with my mind. Like, I wished this yesterday and I had a go at the weather, and I wake up this morning and it's blue skies and sun. Like, I think I did this. I think this is down to me. Just want to take full credit for it. So yeah, you're welcome everyone. Look at this. Not a cloud in the sky, beautiful. So I've come down nice and early this morning. It's Sunday and it's a beautiful day, so I know it's going to be very busy today. And also I dragged all of my pumpkins that I've been growing at home and squashes and courgettes here yesterday evening, so sort of early evening, and I didn't have time to plant them out. I just wanted to get them here. They all had to come in the back of Dave's car because I just could not carry them, they were so heavy. So I want to get them all in the ground like as soon as possible. Some of them are, I mean, they're all looking really healthy and really good, fingers crossed, under there. I sort of put them under this cloche last night. Cloche, you know, fleece. People hate it when I call it the wrong thing. Fleece, bit of material, to kind of protect it. I don't know why I did this, but I just sort of did. So let's see if they're all okay. Okay, I think they're good. I think they're good. I've let them get really big this year. The reason being, I'm terrible at planting out my pumpkins too early, so when they're really small and they get absolutely destroyed by slugs and snails. Every single year people tell me wait longer to plant them out until they get bigger, they've got better roots. They also, pumpkins have like a self-defense mechanism where they grow these kind of spikes on them. Pretty sure this is the same for courgettes and all kinds of squashes, but you can see on their stem they have these little like fur, it's like fur, isn't it, like teeny tiny little spikes. That's also on the leaves, it's also on the underneath of the leaves as well, and it's when they get bigger like this they kind of oh look, I've just seen a bit of damage. That's the first bit of slug damage he's had, but it's on his like first leaves. That's fine, but yeah, this should protect them from the slugs a little bit more. They're a little bit more robust, if that makes sense. Yeah, some of them have been munched, but they do seem to be doing okay. Now don't be mad at me, don't be mad. You know me by now. Now I did label them, The problem is I planted 2 seeds per module and then planted them on. I labelled one of them, but I grew the other one on as well. That's why I've got so many of them. I couldn't bear to kill one of them, so I just kept them all alive, but I didn't label all of them. Some of them are courgettes, some of them are giant pumpkins, and some of them are baby boos and Jack B. Littles for the archway. Now the baby boos and black Jack B. Littles have got one of these things. This is something that you put in between tiles to make a nice gap, and I found loads of them, so I just put them into the ones that are Jack B. Littles and baby boos, so I know what they are. The rest of them, not a clue. Not a clue. That could be a courgette, that could be a pumpkin. We just don't know. It doesn't really matter because the ones that I want climbing, I know what they are. So the climbing ones, good. The rest of them, they're not going to go up the archway anyway, so it's all fine. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is plant out the archway with the Jack B. Littles and baby boos. So let's do that. I'm terrified. Why am I so scared? I think I've just been looking after them for so long. I just feel so scared to plant them out. I feel like they're just going to die. Right, let's talk for a second about which way a pumpkin should be planted in order to climb up the archway, so it's not going to go the other way. Now if you've left them as long as mine, you'll be able to see it anyway because they are big enough. For instance, this one here, you can see it's growing that way, so I'm going to be planting it against the archway that way. Now if yours are not this big, here's how you tell. Let me find one with the actual little baby leaves. Okay, right, so these two here, these are the seed leaves. Okay, so they're the first leaves that any plant produces. These are the seed ones. This is the first real leaf that it's produced. It will grow the opposite way. It will grow this way. You see how it's growing that way? Does that make sense? So there's the first seed leaves. The first real leaf that appears on the pumpkin is the opposite way, that it will grow up an archway. That's the easiest way I can explain it. If you left your pumpkins to get big enough, then you'll sort of be able to see where they grow. Right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 on one side, 3 on the other. Let's do this. So from trial and error and experience, because I have grown a pumpkin archway quite a few years in a row, I think it's better to plant them slightly back from the archway, because times where I planted it right up here, it's kind of struggled a little bit. So I think back a little bit, the same that you would with like a clematis or any other climbing plant, sort of slightly away from your structure. Hopefully that will climb. Not sure about these beans, if they're going to be able to cling on, but we're not worried about the beans, we're thinking about pumpkins. Okay, I've got 4 on this side, so then 3 on the other. I just remember that one of these was a pumpkin that I did want to climb up an archway, and I can't remember which one it is. So I'm just going to spend a minute trying to decipher which is which, like what these are. Why? I know, why. Now that one is some kind of squash plant. It says squash something. Gla at the end. Anyone who knows what a squash with the gla at the end, that's what that is. That's a gla squash. Okay, if I can find a matching pair. Yeah, that's quite a good idea. If I can find a matching pair. Is that one a matching pair? We don't know because they all look the bleeding same. We don't know. We just don't know, but they look the same, don't they? So possibly this one looks like this one, and I think they're courgettes. I have a feeling they're courgettes. This one here is a honey boat squash. That's a honey boat squash. I should have one more honey. That looks more like a courgette. That could be anything. I think they're courgettes. I think these might be courgettes, and maybe this is just the one honey boat one. I have no idea if they'll grow up an archway, no idea. They might be too big for it, but we're gonna try anyway. Why not? Let's just whack them in. Come on, that's, you can go there. So nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm putting my gloves on the wrong hand. What is wrong with me? These are my babies. Okay. Where to point the camera because it is so sunny today, but how lovely is it? I've hit an ever so slight snag on this side of the archway, and it's not a deal-breaking snag. The snag is, well, these are the snags, these are the little snags. The only run of beans that survived are right in the middle of the archway, and I obviously need the space to put a pumpkin in here. So we've got one there, one here. I'm gonna have to dig, I think this one here, I might try and move him. Do you reckon I'll be able to, that's bindweed. Oh my gosh. Do you reckon I'll be able to move him? Let's give it a go. Right, so this runner bean here, you've got to move. You're in my way. I know, it's just I didn't expect you to actually grow. So it's just left me with this conundrum. All these weeds everywhere. Right, let's get the weeds out of the way. Oh no, his roots are quite big, you know. He's done really well. Oh mate, sorry. Right. Maybe whack in a pumpkin. I've broken a couple of this one's leaves. I hope he'll be alright. I think he will be. Hopefully he'll forgive me for that. I know. I'm so sorry, pumpkin. I accidentally sat on you. Us humans do that sometimes. Apologies. On behalf of human race, for everyone who's ever sat on a plant. Oh, you'll be fine. Come on, cheer up. Right guys, the pumpkin archway is officially planted out. We've got 4 pumpkins each side. We've just got to pray that they survive now. I think I'm going to be protecting from slugs and also from birds. But until then, I've actually got more to go out. So this is a squash. This is going to go in this bed over here. But like, I planted a lot. And these get big. These plants are big. So I've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more courgettes / squashes to go out somewhere. This is potentially the most squashes and courgettes I've ever planted out. I really hope that at least one survives. Just one, that'll do, just one. I'm not going to be that picky. Just one courgette, but just one courgette this year would be lovely. Okay, so I think we're just going to adopt them, I think. We don't know what they are, that's the concern. We don't know what they are. So, you know, I've got some room around here. I think I'll have one there. Whatever that is. One here, whatever that is. You know, there'll be something. They are something. That's the point. They are something and they will grow into something. We just have to wait and find out what it is. Maybe what I'll do is I'll sort of point him. Could be a pumpkin. What we'll do is we'll sort of sit him like that. And then maybe if he is a pumpkin, he could sort of grow over this archway a little bit. And the same with this one. We'll sort of put him here. And if he does get going, probably that way he goes, doesn't he? They could potentially go over this archway. Not very organised for this, am I? No. Oh, at least they're plants and at least they're all going in. How long will they live? We don't know anyway, so we might as well just whack it all in. It'll look pretty for today at least. Right, so there's 2 things that I need to really protect my pumpkins against, and even then they might get eaten, so I'm not like holding out all hope for the pumpkins. Everybody on this plot this year has had a problem with slugs and snails. I'm going to use this, which is the Richard Jackson natural slug pellets. This is all I'm going to use because I just think if every other method is not working and if everybody's having the same problem, then it's like you're fighting a losing battle, do you know what I mean? So we're going to use the Richard Jackson pellets. And then the other thing is birds. Birds actually love pumpkins, they love courgettes, they love to come down and peck them, the same with brassicas. So I'm going to net over all of my the beds here basically, just until the pumpkins are big enough and they've grown big enough to kind of deter the birds themselves. So always protect your pumpkins and squashes from birds as well as slugs and snails. That's my advice, that's what I've learned. So let's get protecting and hopefully keep them alive. That's probably quite tough to see on camera, but it's all netted right over with these little sticks here. So the birds cannot get to it, or at least it would sort of deter them a little bit. I don't know, they're quite clever birds. They might be able to get under it somehow, but there they all are, sitting under there. How long will they be there though? How long will they survive? We don't know. With the year we're having, the year of the slug, I'm calling it, it's the year of the slug. We don't know how long they'll live. I'm going to do the same to the other side, and then we're going to plant out the other ones on the other allotment plot. That's what we're going to do, so lots to do. I'll get on with it. Right, so these are now all in. So I've got 2 this side, I've got 3 this side. I'm pretty sure that one's a courgette. Might be wrong. I think those 2 that I planted along the archway, I think they're pumpkins, but who knows. To be honest, it doesn't feel like too much of a risk if I didn't sort of plan them. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they're unplanned, so I can kind of just whack them in and just hope for the best. I'm going to protect them from slugs, but not birds, because I just feel, maybe I'll put those little spinny things there actually. I'll put some spinny things in. I've also got some really nice borage coming up in this bed, which I think I planted borage seeds a little while ago, a couple of years ago, and it always comes up naturally. This here, trying not to get my shadow in it, but this is borage. I'm getting good at sort of spotting it now because it comes up every year. There's another bit over there. There's a little bit of rocket that's come up from those seeds that I planted ages ago. But it's funny how I'm starting to sort of be able to recognise like what's borage and what's not. I think I'm just so used to seeing it come up, and I really love borage, and it does tend to just come up on its own now, and I sort of leave it in the places where I'm happy for it to be, and then I dig it up and move it if it's somewhere I don't want it to be. So it's just quite a nice little natural thing that's growing. But there we go, there's the squash in. There's the pumpkins, the courgettes, whatever squash it is, it's in the ground, so fingers crossed. I've just noticed that I've got some strawberries growing here. Getting totally distracted by strawberries because I can see, look at this one. And he's been, oh no, look, it's got an ant in him. Brilliant. Well, there we go. I've got a few coming up that hopefully I'll be able to protect, but the strawberries are on the way. Anyway, I'm going to leave the vlog there because it is Sunday, it is getting very, very busy, and I just really wanted to film that because that's the pumpkins going in, which is obviously a very big deal for me and for all of us. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my little vlog today. If you did, subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and happy gardening. Bye!